How's it going out there, YouTube? My name is Jesse, and I am the curator for the Golden Age, and this is another
Lost Hero of the Golden Age.
Yes, this is another Lost Heroes of the Golden Age, and we are continuing with Lucky Month. I do have to make a correction from the last video. I called him Lucky Coney, and I have been informed his name is Lucky Coin. Yeah, I goofed. Lucky Coin. Okay, anyway. Shut up. This week, we are doing Lucky Man.
Some guys have all the luck. Some guys have all the pain.
What are you doing?
I'm singing, obviously.
Are you doing this just to torture me?
That's just an added benefit.
Of course it is. Anyways, we are doing Lucky Man. There's not a whole lot to say about this simple one and done story. Some of the stuff, I mean, it all gets explained, but it doesn't seem like it's explained in the proper order. Like, they give us a hint of something that we are supposedly supposed to know, but then tells us at the end, when it was like, well, how the heck am I supposed to know that? I mean, I could have guessed it earlier if I had all the proper information properly laid out for me. Anyways, it's an interesting story. I didn't find it too bad. A couple of things didn't quite add up, but since it's just a one shot, I guess we can go ahead and forgive it. So let's go ahead and do this review and tell me what you think of Lucky Man. A Lucky Man. Lucky Man, real name Danny Barr, first appeared in Gold Medal Comics #1, 1945. The original publisher is Cambridge House. Nobody is credited with the creation for this. Now, I did read this comic. It's a 10-pager. There's not a whole lot to go into on this one. With the pencil-thin mustache and a constant cigarette in his mouth, I thought he was a Frenchman, and I don't think that Cambridge House is an American publication, but for all intents and purposes, he seems to be American. There doesn't seem to be a Frenchman. In his civilian identity, he's wearing a blue suit, and in his superhero outfit, so to speak, as Lucky Man, he seems to be wearing the same color suit, but a different type of suit with the domino mask and the belt and the hat. He looks like a pilot, honestly. He carries around a gun, but I don't see him ever using the gun. And in several scenes, he is smoking a cigarette. I had to look at this. I was like, is he really smoking a cigarette? Okay, how would you get away with that in today's comic books? But I don't see heroes smoking comics in today's comics. In fact, I don't think that people who are associated for cigars and cigarettes are smoking in today's comic books. But then again, this is fantasy, not reality. Anyways, in several scenes, he's smoking a cigarette. This is a one and done story, so I don't have too much of a lead in. So let's go ahead and cover Lucky Man, who he is actually very lucky, and it seems to be to almost a supernatural degree of luck. So let's cover him and see just what they were doing with him. We start off, Lucky Man. It's alright when Lucky Man is on your side, but his good luck is all bad luck for crime and criminals. That's what Joltin' Joe didn't know. And this extremely wide-eyed fella right here is Joltin' Joe. And we see him getting the ship cargo loaded. In a nearby office, Danny, I'm almost ready to quit. I've been in the insurance business a long time, but 15 of my ships I've insured have sunk in the last month. So we find out that this guy is having a problem with sinking ships, and he's sending Danny Luckyman to investigate what's going on. So he says that he's going to have to file for bankruptcy if he can't figure out, stop the ships from sinking. Able seaman Danny Barr signs up. I'm glad to have you. The men are starting to call this the Jinx line. Jinx line, perfect place for Luckyman to be. Now he's on the ship and he's witnessing some stuff going on. Joltin' Joe, I love this line. Joltin' Joe pass money. He'd rather give up 2 gallons of blood than part with a dime. I just find that great. Okay. So he says that he sees Joltin' Joe jump off the boat and he flips on whether he's going to go after him or stay on the boat. Hey, it's Lucky Coin. He flips the heads it is. So he jumps and lands on the boat that Joltin' Joel is going to get onto, and he seems to not be spotted, but there's not much of a hiding space back there. As they're taking off, all of a sudden Joltin' Joe notices Luckyman and is leaping in the air to knock him out. The name of the nag, the Leaping Lana. She leaps like this and knocks out Luckyman. So they tie and gag him, and they throw him into the water. And as they throw him into the water, tied to an anchor, he somehow manages to kick them. You see, that's the kind of luck he has. His feet just happen to kick us. They know that he's called Lucky. They were talking about how he's Luckyman, and his luck is straight bad luck for anybody who's against him. Now, as he's floating to the water, somehow the propeller ship line cuts the rope, and he is able to swim to a shore. It's only my luck that the tide is coming in. It's taking me to shore. I've lost touch with Joe. I wonder how to get a hold of him. So the lines get cut. He makes it to shore, and then somehow, I don't even know how to explain this. That does it. What's this piece of paper? What piece of paper? Where? I didn't see you pick up a piece of paper. You haven't mentioned a piece of paper until you have something right now. And somehow his cigarettes didn't get wet because he got a cigarette in his mouth. So he goes, Agent Trading Corporation, J. Dinwiddle, Soul Prop 711 3rd Street. 711 3rd Street? All lucky numbers. How in the world is 3rd Street a lucky number? But who are they going to be lucky for? So he makes it to J. Dinwiddle. It says Agent Trading Company. And as he walks in, he hears that he can talk freely. And he thinks that the agent is speaking to him. But when he walks into the office door, we find out that it's Joltin' Joe. I guess I have no idea what's going on with Dinwiddle. Now, he throws the phone at Luckyman, and the phone... I can't even begin to describe what just happened. You can see the picture here. This is the stupidest thing I've ever heard of. There's no way this would happen. Anyways, it seems to knock Joltin' Joe out, and he makes a phone call and smoking a cigarette. There's no radio. Either there's only one thing to do. Fly to her. Okay, I'm off. That's funny. We're over the correct latitude. There's no sign of the ship. Wow, look at the barometer. We're in for a hurricane. Now, he's saying with this hurricane coming in, which just looks like dark clouds, he's been blown off course. And luckily, remember, supernatural sense of luck, happens to find the boat that he's looking for. He lands on the boat and is like, Captain, this is the ship. Were you blown off course? No, I'm on course. Why? Just wondering. And he tells Joe that the ship isn't sunk yet, but what time is it set to sink? I don't know what you're talking about. That's fine. Yeah, I know that the ship's going to sink. We'll just sit here and wait. And Joltin' Joe knows that the ship is going to sink, and he's scared. So, let's see. It seems like Joe is smoking a blunt end of a cigar, Luckyman is smoking his cigarette, and the captain is smoking a pipe. Was this comic book endorsed by Philip Morris? Anyways, after Jolton Joe realizes that he's going to go down with the ship, he rushes down to the cargo hold where he knows that a device has been placed to sink the ship. Here it is. Gotta throw it overboard or I'll drown. New acid in here. Eats through anything, takes the ship to the bottom. It obviously isn't eating through the container that he has it in, so it doesn't eat through everything. So he grabs the container and he throws it at Luckyman, and the container goes off, spraying Joe in the face with all the acid. And all of the acid must have just been completely absorbed into his clothing, because the amount of acid that it would take to get the ship is... Anyways, the acid sprays all over Jolton Joe, and none of it happens to get into the cargo hold so the ship doesn't sink. You can see he's completely wrapped up, which means he took all the acid. I love how he's still got the exclaiming eye. What's this all about? One of the foulest plots I've ever seen. Joe sent an insurance shipment on board in cases which he Joe set an insured shipment on board. The cases he sent were empty. His gadgets sank the ship and they were lost. So he's been loading up empty cargo containers that were insured and then sinks the ship so he can collect the insurance money. There's no way to prove that his cases sent under the company name of Dinwater had been empty, so he collected a tidy sum for the insurance. They can't prove that they were empty since they were sunk. And he goes, bah, for all your luck, there's still one thing you don't know. But Luckyman does know. The guy that he was talking with at the beginning, who has insured the stuff, I'm pretty sure in the beginning he said he was insuring the boats, but he was insuring the cargo. And we found out that he's been insuring, causing them to sink, and then collecting the insurance money and splitting it with Joe. Just as he reveals, I think he's throwing the coffee cup at Luckyman, which flies upward instead because, like I said, supernaturally lucky. He has the cops with him. They come in and arrest him. How'd you know I covered everything so well? You called on me for help to cast suspicion away from you, but you gave yourself away when you gave me the wrong latitude and longitude for the ship. That proved you wanted her to sink. It has all the luck. Mine happened to be good. And that's how it ends. Doesn't tell us that it ends. It just ends. But, you know, this one seems like an obvious ending with him standing silhouetted on the spotlight. And that is, that's Luckyman. Well, I did it for this video. I hope you liked the lucky month. I don't know if I'll do one more because Saturday is April 1st. I'll decide on that. So, I hope you enjoyed Lucky Month. Coming up in the month of June, I want to do Timely Comics, the origin stories. Now, for July, I'm thinking about doing at least one more Ace month because there are some Ace superheroes I didn't get to cover in the last Ace month. So, I kind of want to do another month of Ace month, which we will do again in July, starting off with another patriotic superhero to start off. So, June, Timely Comics, July, Ace Comics. And until next time, I'll be seeing you.